Is life unfair? Well, that's difficult, isn't it? What a room divider that question is. Let's see if we might untangle that, shall we? You see, the notion of fairness is a human construct, deeply rooted in our desire for order and justice. We look at the world through a lens shaped by our expectations and cultural conditioning. But nature, the universe, doesn't operate on these human-made principles. Nature simply is. One of my great teachers, Lao Tzu, would tell us to observe the way of the Tao, the natural order of the universe. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu suggests that the Tao is impartial, flowing through all things without preference. The universe does not play favorites. The sun shines on the just and the unjust alike. And the rain falls on both the fields of the righteous and the wicked. Similarly, the Buddha taught us that life is inherently unsatisfactory, dukkha. This is not a condemnation of life, but an observation of its nature. Pain, suffering, joy, and pleasure are all part of the human experience. To say that life is unfair is to resist the natural ebb and flow of existence. The Buddha would advise us to accept life as it is, without clinging to our desires for how we think it should be. We can also turn to the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who emphasized that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. He would argue that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. In this light, fairness and unfairness are judgments we impose on the world. The Stoics teach us to focus on our own virtue and resilience, rather than expecting the world to conform to our ideas of fairness. From a different perspective, let's consider the existentialists, like Jean-Paul Sartre. Sartre would say that life has no inherent meaning or fairness. It's up to us to create meaning through our actions and choices. The unfairness we perceive in life is a reflection of our own expectations and disappointments. It is our responsibility to confront this absurdity and find our own path. Now, let's not forget the wisdom of the Sufis, who embrace the mystery of life. Rumi, the great Sufi poet, often spoke of the bewildering beauty and perplexity of existence. To the Sufi, the seeming unfairness of life is part of a larger, unknowable tapestry woven by the divine. They would encourage us to surrender to this mystery and find peace in our connection to the divine love that pervades all things. In my own view, influenced by these diverse teachings, I would say that labeling life as unfair is a limited perspective. Life is not about fairness or unfairness. It is about experience. We are here to experience the full spectrum of existence, to learn and grow through our encounters with both joy and suffering. The real question then is not whether life is fair, but how we respond to it. Can we find a way to live in harmony with the flow of life, accepting its vicissitudes with grace? Can we cultivate compassion and understanding, knowing that every being is navigating their own unique journey? In doing so, we transcend the simplistic notions of fairness and unfairness, and we touch something deeper and more profound, the essence of being itself.